드라마요.
뭐지만
드라마요.
사이보그. 오케이.
아니,
최근에 본 영화가 기억이 잘 안 나요.
오케이, 지미.
네.
로크앤키요.
어?
로크앤키.
로크 앤 키. 오케이. 벤.
하울의 움직이는 성이.
What?
하울의 움직이는 성.
하울의 움직이는 성. That's like an old movie. Okay, but that was a good one. Eunice. If you don't know, you can say I don't know. Eunice? Do we have Eunice? Is she not here? I guess she's not here. Oh, Eunice is here.
네, 목소리 들리세요?
이제 들려요.
아, 승리호요.
뭐라고? 승리호.
승리호.
I watched that too. Okay, 이은.
빅토리어스요.
빅토리어스? 그게 승리호인가요? 아닌데. 빅토리어스라는 무기가 있어요. 오케이. 이너.
닥터 후요, 닥터 후.
후. 오케이. 앤젤라.
기억이 잘 안 나요.
오케이. 소피아.
Rainy Day in New York.
오케이. 실비아.
선생님, 저 지금 살짝 늦게 들어와서 지금 뭐 하는 거예요?
출석 부르는 거예요. 오케이. 정도.
매트릭스요.
어?
매트릭스요.
Matrix. Okay.
매트릭스.
Sylvia, we're saying the most recent movie we watched or drama we watched. Okay, Luke.
저 스위트 홈.
Okay, Danielle.
해리포터와 죽음의 성물이요.
Okay. 이미 부전이 됐죠. Sue.
도봉순이요.
원숭이.
아니, 도봉순. 힘센 여자 도봉순이라는 드라마 봤어요.
도봉순. I thought you said 도보 원숭이. Okay. Okay, Kevin.
저 테넷이요.
Okay. Emily.
포레스트 검프.
뭐라고?
포레스트 검프.
Forrest Gump요? Really? Okay. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. Jason.
저 인셉션이요.
Inception. That's a good movie. Anna.
저 철인 왕후요.
뭐라고? 철인 3종 경기요?
철인 왕후요. 철인 왕후.
그 강동원 나오는 건가요?
네.
오케이. 민서.
어비스요.
어비스. 오케이. 우솔. 오케이. I didn't hear anything. 에이든.
승리호요.
Okay. All right, good job. That makes everybody's here. Okay, so everybody, we are going to spend the entire class time on solving word problems for linear algebra. Oh, and one thing I wanted to point out, I am still grading your linear function video project because it takes so much time. You guys have and I graded Kevin's, and his video was 17 minutes long. So even when I skipped around, it took a lot of time. But I was looking at Emily's. Emily is our I don't know. Emily is the main character of the story, right? But our real Emily, I think Emily got a little bit confused when I asked you when did Emily have 0 candies? 그죠? 그거 하나만 선생님이 같이 해보고 싶은데. So actually, let me. Linear function project. Okay, so this was the story. Emily owns a candy making machine and she has 10 candies now. 5 hours later, she has 35 candies. And number 5 was a little tricky one. When did she have 0 candies? Okay, so if you did everything you need to do, you should probably came up with an equation that says 5x plus 10, because 5 comma 35, if you plug in 5 here, you should get 35 here, right? So with this, so Emily, watch carefully. We can graph this. When x is 0, our y is 10, right? That's the y-intercept. When x is 5, our y is like 35 over here. That's this point, 5 comma 35. So the graph goes something like this, right? Let's make that 10. Okay, so here right now she has 10 candies, but the candy machine has been working from here, right? We know that because when y is 0, our x is time in hours, our y is number of candies. Okay, this is why we need to define x and y very well. Okay, so this point right there, this point right here, this means when certain x, y must be equal to 0. Okay, and this is also the x-intercept. If you find x-intercept by plugging in 0 into y here, you should get x equals -2. Okay, 여기까지는 에밀리도 했던 것 같은데, so interpretation, when x is -2, because now x is 0, when it's -2, this means it's 2 hours ago. Okay, so your answer for this question, she had 0 candies 2 hours ago. Does this make sense, Emily? Okay, and that's what x-intercept really means in this question. Okay, I hope that helped. Okay, so now everybody, we are going to go to our Khan Academy, and I'm going to go over some of the questions in Khan Academy that a lot of you missed. So let me read the question and then help you interpret what the question really says, and we'll solve it together. Okay, so let me well, let's go to this one. Question number 3, 12 people tried this, 11 people got it wrong, right? So this is a really, okay, well, you guys got 200 for some reason. A lot of people got 200. Okay, so who wants to read the question? Can Peter please read the question for us? Malcolm and Ravi raced each other.
Malcolm and Ravi raced each other. The average of their maximum speeds was 260 kilometers per hour. If doubled, Malcolm's maximum speed will be 80 kilometers per hour more than Ravi's maximum speed. What were Malcolm's and Ravi's maximum speeds?
Okay, so we have, let's look at the units first. We have something kilometers per hour. Okay, so this is a speed. Yeah, I'm using my phone and computer together. Let me do this. So that tells me 260, this is speed. What am I doing? Okay, and we also have speed over here. So another speed, and that's it. We only have speed. Okay. And another hint we can get is the word average. Average. Okay. Aiden, do you know what average means?
평균?
평균. How do you find an average of two different speeds? So if I am, let's just say if I'm running 10 kilometers per hour, and Aiden, you're running, I don't know, 20 kilometers per hour. What is the average speed between us?
15.
How did you find that?
10 plus 20 and divided 2.
Divided by 2. Perfect. Okay, that's how you find the average speed. So here, let's define x and y first. So here it says maximum speed 260. So Malcolm's speed, we have Malcolm's speed and then Ravi's speed. So one should be x and the other should be y. You actually can switch them. Malcolm can be y, Ravi can be x, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we can find their average speed. Okay, Danielle, you want to try? How would you express the average speed between Malcolm and Ravi? Please note that we said Malcolm's speed is x. Malcolm has x speed. Ravi has y speed. Add them together, divided by 2, that's the average speed. Right? Now, the problem tells us this is equal to what? Sue, can you spot the information, that piece of information? What is their average speed? It says on the problem. Sue, are you there? Okay. Can you please respond? If you don't know, you can say I don't know. How about Luke?
잘 모르겠어요.
What is the average speed given in the problem?
80 kilometer?
No, read the question carefully. The average of their maximum speed was
260.
260. So that's our first equation. That's our first equation, everybody. Okay, you should be writing this down. Okay, and also the second piece of information said Malcolm's speed would be 80 kilometers per hour more. So x is actually bigger than y. So we can say x is 80 kilometers more than y. So if you switch x and y, it would be y is equal to 80 plus x. So like I said, it doesn't really matter as long as we define them correctly. Okay, so let's work with the first equation. So let me write it in red. Kevin, from this equation right here, what is the first thing we want to do?
Multiply 2 each.
By each side by 2, so we would have x plus y is equal to 520. Okay, now look at this equation and this equation. Because we have something like this, it's perfect to use the method of substitution. Yes.
I have a question, but if doubled, Malcolm's maximum speed would be 80.
Oh, you're right.
Doubled 무시하면 안 되지 않나요?
맞아요. If doubled가 있었군요. I forgot. I missed that. So if doubled, Malcolm's speed would be 80. So we have to put 2 there. Is that okay? If Malcolm's speed is doubled, it will be 80 more than Robbie's speed. Thank you, Kevin, for pointing that out. So now I think it'll be easier if we solve for y. So y is equal to 2x minus 80. Okay, so now let's look at this equation. Let's not look at this one. Let's look at this equation and this equation. And look, I have y here, I have y here. I can perfectly substitute this entire equation into the second one. Right? So I can rewrite it this way. 2x plus this whole thing, 2x minus 80. Is that right? Yes, is equal to 520. So I can simplify this. I got 4x is equal to 600. What is my x? 150. Okay, now our x is Malcolm's speed, not Robbie's speed, Malcolm's speed. So we can just put down 150 here. Okay, and then we can use this equation or this equation or this equation. It doesn't matter, but I think this is the easiest one. I'm going to put 150 into x, so that'll make it 300 minus 80 is y, which is 220. Okay, so we can check our answers by plugging in back into the first equation or second equation, but let's just check this part. If doubled, x will be 80 more than y, right? So 2x is right here. 2x is 80 plus y. So this is our x. 300 is equal to 80 plus, this is our y, 220, and that's true. So our answer is true. Let's check the answers. 150 and 220. Malcolm's is 200. I think we did something wrong. And Robbie's maximum is 320. What is wrong? X plus y is 550. X is 200. Okay. Here was the mistake. I shouldn't put 2 here. X plus y is still 550. Okay, my bad, everybody. My bad. X plus y is still 550, so I shouldn't have 2x there. So 3x should be 600, and x should be 200. Okay. So let me clear everything just to So that's your first equation. And then 2x plus, no, not plus, 2x is equal to 80 plus y. And y is equal to 2x minus 80. So that would be your second equation. So you work things around, you get x is equal to 200 and y is equal to 400 minus 80, so 320. Is that okay? Okay. Now, this was a problem that a lot of people got wrong, and yeah, I mean, I made a mistake too, so I probably got it wrong too. So everybody make sure you do this problem one more time and make sure you understand. If you don't get it, I think the answer key from Khan Academy itself is pretty well written. Okay, so you can take a look at that one more time. Okay, let's go back to the first one. I think everybody's getting the same question, so you all got these 4 questions. You can do these over. So watch what we do in class today. So everybody should get 100% on this assignment. Okay, Jongdo, can you please read the question for us?
Wolfrich lived in Portugal and Brazil for a total period of 14 months in order to learn Portuguese. He learned an average of 113 new words per month when he lived in Portugal, and an average of 115 new words per month when he lived in Brazil. In total, he learned 1920 new words. How long did Wolfrich live in Portugal? And how long did he live in Brazil?
Okay, thank you. Okay, so in this kind of problem, we have to look for the units. So we got 14 months, which is time, and we got words. Words. Okay, so I think one of the variable has to do with one of the equation has to do with time, and the second equation has to do with words. Okay, so what they're asking, how long they will live in Portugal, how long, and how long in Brazil. So the time he lived in Portugal, let's call it X. The time he lived in Brazil, let's call that Y. Okay, and because it's how long, X is amount of time, X is time. Okay, so if I add X and Y together, Grace, can you tell me what you think? What do you think X plus Y would be? 브라질의 1시간이랑 포르투갈 1시간 다 합치면 얼마라고 문제에서 주어졌죠? 맨 위에 보세요, 맨 위에. 아니요. We're talking about time, not how many words. We're talking about time in month. How many months did it say in the problem, in the very beginning of the problem?
14요.
14. Can you say 14 months?
14 months.
14 months. So X is time spent in Portugal, Y is time spent in Brazil. So put them together, we got 14 months. Everybody okay so far? Okay, now, this is very important. It says 130 new words per month, So 130 words per month. It kind of look like a slope, right? And then we know our X is time in month, right? X month. So if you multiply them together, 130 times X is how many words you would have memorized in X amount of month. X amount of month. 다시 한 달에 포르투갈이에요. 지금 여기 포르투갈에서는 포르투갈 살 때는 포르투갈 우리 X라고 했죠. X 달만큼 살았어요. 그렇죠? 근데 한 달에 130 단어씩 외웠대요. 그러니까 2달이면 260, 3달이면 390 이렇게 되겠죠? 근데 X달이면 얼마일까요? 130X만큼의 단어를 외우는 거예요. Okay? And then you add. 자, now let's look at Brazil. You memorize, or you learn 150 words per month for how many months? We don't know. Y month. Okay? So 이거 곱한 거. This is the number of words. 이것도 number of words. So if you add them together, what do you get? 1,920 new words. So that's your second equation. Is everybody okay so far? Okay, now the rest is just algebra. All you have to do is do system of equations. So let's do that. So I think this one also is easier if you do substitution. So let's just call y is equal to 14 minus x, or negative x plus 14. It does not matter. And let's plug that into this y here. So 130x plus 150 times minus x plus 4 is 1920. Okay, so you distribute them. So 130x minus 150x, that'll be minus 20x. And if you multiply 150 and that, how much is that? 600 plus 600 is 1920. Okay, something doesn't look right, because we shouldn't be getting a negative number. Okay, my bad. It's not 4, it's 14. 14. So anybody, can you type it into calculator? What is 14 times 150? It's not 600.
1,100.
Okay, 2100. Okay, so we get negative 20x is equal to 180 minus 180. So x is equal to 9. Okay, so that means because x is how long you lived in Portugal, so Wolfrich lived in Portugal for 9 months. And put together that he lived in those two countries for 14 months, so that has to be 5 months. You plug in 9 into x and you solve for y. Okay, is this okay? 혼자 풀면 풀 수 있겠어요? Okay, just in case I am recording this video, so you guys can take a look later. If you don't really understand what was going on, then you can take a look at the video one more time. Okay, or many more times. Okay, now let's do the next one. Ben, can you please read the question for us?
쌤, 화면 공유가 안 돼 있는 것 같아요.
그래, 언제부터 안 돼 있었죠? 지금 방금 풀린 거지? 여태까지 돼 있었죠?
네, 방금 풀렸어요.
Okay. Can you read the question?
Eudora ran from her home to her secret laboratory at an average speed of 20 kilometers per hour. She then took one of her jetpacks and flew to her school at an average speed of 76 kilometers. Eudora traveled a total distance of 120 kilometers, and the entire trip took 2 hours.
Keep going.
How long did Eudora spend running, and how long did she spend flying using her jetpack?
Okay, so Eudora, this person, she went to her secret laboratory and then flew to her school, not back home. Okay, so let's draw a picture. So Eudora went from home to laboratory to, to school. Okay, so she ran from home to the laboratory at an average speed of 12 kilometers per hour. Okay, and then she took one of her jetpacks and flew to the school at 76 kilometers per hour. Okay, 이거 딱 보니까 거속시 문제네요, 거속시. Okay, So distance is speed times time. 이거 다 기억하고 있죠? Okay, now all we have to do is use this general formula and then create our two formulas. Okay, now because they gave us two speed, they gave us a speed and then they also gave us the total distance. Okay, now so time, they're asking for how long, so they're asking for time. And time, the unit of time here is hours. 2 hours. 2 hours. Total distance. Okay, those are all the pieces of information that we need to solve this question. Okay, now, so we are going to say 유도라가 running 했던 시간. We're going to call that x. 유도라가 flying 했던 시간. We're going to call that y. Okay, again, x and y are both time in this problem because that's what they're asking. Okay, now if we add them together, so 여기서부터 여기가 x고요, x 시간 동안 갔고요, 여기는 y 시간 동안 간 거예요. Okay, if we add x and y together, the problem tells us the entire trip took how many hours? Minso, can you tell me, Minso? How many hours? 여기를 보세요.
2 hours.
2 hours. 그러면 여기서부터 여기까지 간 시간, 여기서 여기까지 간 시간을 다 더했더니 2 hour가 된 거죠. So we can say x plus y is 2. Okay? Now, 첫 번째 equation 이렇게 나오고요. 자, 두 번째 equation 볼게요. 두 번째 equation은 they gave us the speed and we know our x and y are time. Okay, so Yoon, what is speed times time? It's the distance. Yes. So if we do 12 times x, 12라는 속도 스피드하고 x라는 타임을 곱하면 얘는 distance가 나와요. 무슨 distance예요? x 시간만큼 12의 속도로 뛰어가는 거리예요. 그렇죠? And then we're gonna do 76 times y. 76의 속도로 y의 시간만큼 날아간 거리. So if you add them together, the total distance is, Peter, what is the total distance given by the question? Right here. $120. Thank you, Peter. Okay. Now, all we have to do is solve the system. Now we have a system, right? If you have two equations with two variables, it's a system of equations. Okay. So let's use substitution. So all of these questions are very suitable for the substitution method. So we can say y is equal to 2 minus x or minus x plus 2. I always like to put x first. Okay, and we are going to substitute this into this y. So we're going to have 12x is equal to 70, oh sorry, not equal to, 12x plus 76 times minus x plus 2 is equal to 120. Is this okay, everybody? Yeah, now we're going to distribute. So we're going to get 12x minus 76x plus 152 is 120. Okay, and we're going to get, what is 76 minus 12? 64 minus 64x is equal to minus 32. And our x comes out to be 1/2 or 0.5. Okay, so that means x가 뭐였죠? x는 how long did Eudora spend running? 유도라가 뛰어간 시간이 x였죠. So that's 0.5 hours or 1/2 hours. And then entire trip took 2 hours. So you plug in x 0.5 here, you get 1.5 hours of flying. 와우, jetpack을 타고 1시간 반 동안 날아서 학교를 갔대요. I wouldn't want to do that. Okay, so here's the answer. Answer key says Eudora ran for 0.5 hours, flew for 1.5 hours using her jetpack. Okay, so I hope everybody understand what happened. So we did that. All right, our last problem. Oh, we did this before. We did this last time actually. So we actually covered all 4 problems. Okay. So everybody look at my screen. This is out of all the Khan Academy assignment, this was system of equation word problem. Okay, so this is what we just did. So if you have not done it, please do so. If you don't have 100%, please redo it so you would get 100%. Okay, because we did all of them together in class. And finish that by today. And then the rest of the quiz and unit test, if you finish it by Friday, that'd be awesome. If you finish by Sunday, you can get full credit. Okay. Again, if you are late, you're not gonna get full credit on these assignments. They're worth a lot of points. Khan Academy, take Khan Academy really seriously. It's like the best way you can learn at this point. Okay. Any questions? Like I said, I've been recording this this class, and I'm going to upload it on YouTube so you guys can watch it. I'll give you the link. If you don't understand the word problems, all the steps are still there. So please don't tell me you don't understand how to do it, because all the explanations are there. So you can watch it over and over until you understand it. 그래도 안 되면 you can ask me questions. Okay, but you have to tell me where you got stuck. Understand? Good. So your homework for today will be these 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, 1, 2. Whatever is due today, whatever is due the 18th of February, you gotta do those today. Okay. So let's pray and let's end our class. You guys should go eat lunch, right? So Minsao, can you please pray for us?